आपतामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। आर्तानामार्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भीतिनाशनं द्विषतां कालदण्डं तं रामचन्द्रं नमाम्यहम्। सन्नद्धकवची खड्गी चापबाणधरो युवा गच्छन्ममाग्रतो नित्यं रामः पादु सलक्ष्मणः। नमः कोदण्डहस्ताय सन्धिकृतशराय च खण्डिताखिलदैत्याय रामाय पन्निवारिणे। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। अग्रदपृष्ठतश्चैव पार्श्वदश्च महाबलौ आकर्णपूर्णधन्वानौ रक्षेतां रामलक्ष्मणौ। मङ्गलं कौसलेन्द्राय महनीयगुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनुजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम्। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन राम प्रेमामृतेन मे। दक्षिणे लक्ष्मणो यस्य वामे तु जनकात्मजा पुरतो मारुतिर्यस्य तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनम्। We'll read Doha number 3. Swamiji, 3 months back I came. You are still in 3? Yes. बंधव संत समान जित हित अनहित नहीं कोई। अंजलिगत शुभ सुमन जिमी सम सुगंध कर दोई। संत सरल जित जगत हित जानि स्वभाव सनेह। बाल विनय सुनि करी कृपा राम चरण रति देवो। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। in this world, there are good people and there are bad people also. If I ask you, are you a good person? What is your answer? Are you a good person? Always. If I keep asking the same question, you'll say, shut up, I am good. Are we good all the time? Swamiji, I am good with good people. Right? If somebody behaves bad with me, definitely I am bad. So in us also there are two personalities, good and bad. Yin Yang, they call it. There are both. No, Yin Yang is a man and a woman, Swamiji. I don't know about that. But anyway, we are combination of good and bad. The world is also good and bad. Fire is good or bad. It depends upon how you are using it. For cooking, you use it, it is good. If you put your hand, it will cook you. So it is bad in the sense, it will, you know that, you know what happened. So fire can be disastrous and at the same time it is most powerful for our survival. Here, having saluted all the Santa Mahatmas, Tulasidas proceeds to say, now I will do Vandana for bad people. See, this is the Mahatma's mind. It is said, Adveshta Sarva Bhutana Maitra Karunaya Vacha. Bhagavan Krishna, when he begins describing the nature of a devotee, he says, first and foremost thing is, Sarva Bhutanam Adveshta Mama Bhaktaha. Adveshtru, meaning one who is not a hater of anyone in this world. Most people are bad or behaving evil. Most people, not all. Most people behave out of circumstances. A certain situation where they cannot but act evil. And therefore, that is portrayed as the personality of that person. But if you take that person away from that situation for some time, you will find that he can be or she can be transformed. And that hope we should all have. With whom, Swamiji? With yourself. First start with oneself. Why do I behave in certain ways and with certain people or in certain circumstances? Because I do not think it otherwise. I can behave in a different way in the same circumstance, not necessarily the way I have been. With this person, I am always upset. But I can behave differently also. That choice is always there. So, no one, according to Gurudev also, there is no sinner. Only a person commits a sin. Sin is in the action. The action is sin. Because the intention is sin, not the person is a sinner. So here, Bandhav Santa Samana Chita Hita Anahita Nahi Koi. Before that, he says, I conclude here by saying, may I salute Bandhav, Bandhan Karta hu, Santa Samana Chita, those people who are Samana Chita, those who have equanimity in their mind. Hita anahita nahi koi. For them, in those saints, there is nobody called hita or anahita. Hita means friend, anahita means a foe, an enemy. From their standpoint, there is nobody is to be cherished and held close as a friend, nor there is anyone who is utterly sinful and evil. And that is the reason why they are able to maintain their equanimity everywhere, with everyone, and at the same time, not being judgmental, and able to accommodate everybody in this world. If Bhagavan has to punish us for everything that we do, we will not be surviving here. That's why Bhagavan said, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshya asti. Na? Nama dveshosi. There is nobody who is I'm hating. So, he says, Aham samaha. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Name dveshtosti na priyaha. So, Bhagavan says, na priyaha. There is nobody dear to you. I am same in all, but anybody who comes closer to me will start experiencing my prema. Not that I do not like an individual because of what he or she is. But that person comes closer to me, then such a person will experience my love. If somebody stays away from me, such a person will experience as though I am udasin. See, if we have a very cold day and you put the fire in the fireplace and stay some 100 feet away and say, this fire, doesn't give heat at all. Yes, it doesn't. Why? Because of your stupidity. You stay away from that fire and then say it doesn't give you heat or the warmth. In the same way, Santa Mahatmas are same to all of them. Those who come closer and understand their wisdom and compassion, they derive the maximum benefit. Those who stay away and be judgmental, become cynical, they will not receive anything. If you have a book and if you open and read, then you benefit. You keep it in the shelf, it will become shelf-help book. It will help the shelf to look good, not for yourself. So, bandhavu santa samana chita, hita anahita nahi koi. It is a beautiful example is given. Anjali gada subha sumana jimi, samasukanta kardo. Like if you go to the garden and take a most fragrant flower and you look at it and you plug it. When you plug it and bring it in your hand, with your hand, in both the hand, Anjaligata, keep in your hand. One hand had plucked the flower, another hand did not. But is it not true that flower will give its sukanda to both the hands? Anjaligada subha sumana. Sumana means the flower. Jimi sama sugandha. It gives the same fragrance. Karadoi. It gives the same fragrance to both. Meaning, Santa Mahatmas are those who, whoever it be, who do good to them or even do something evil to them. They will forgive both of them. They will forgive the evil and bless the one who has done good. Not that he will favor one and doesn't favor the other. Just like the flower does not have any such discrimination. Santa Sarala Jita Jagata Hita. Sarala Jita. They have such a spontaneous character. Spontaneity comes to us only when we do not have our mind, this person I'll behave in this way and the other person I'll be in the other way. Sarala means that which is very natural. Like the water flows naturally. It does not have to struggle hard at all. In the same way, Mahatmas will behave naturally, spontaneously, without any prejudice, without any preconditioning, without any judgment, without any ill will, without thinking that this person, if I do this way, he will give me this, or this person is favorable to me, I will behave in this way. Sarala Chita. Santa Sarala Jita. And why do they do that? Because their only intent is Jagata Hita. So long as they exist, they should do the good to the world. Swamiji, where do we start? At home. We already do that, Swamiji. We do good at home for everyone. Yes. See, we do good to people around us because they love us, we love them. But extend that very concern and welfare not only to your immediate kith and kin, and then start expanding. That is when our ego starts becoming thinner and thinner. Our ego is very thick and solid only when we think of only me. Meh. Look at the goat, that's what it says. All the time, meh. So for me. Selfie. All the time, selfie only. So, when a person is only self-centered, even people who are living with that person will not like it. Is it not? They are all the time talking about me. I want it, I don't want it, I don't like it, This person, can't you think just outside yourself? So, when we start to accommodate more people in our life without any prejudice or ill will, then our ego will naturally get dissipated. You don't need to do any extra thing. Ego is identification. The larger the identification, the thinner the ego will become. The greatest identification is Paramatma. If one identifies with Brahman, the very substratum of the whole universe, then such a person will have zero ego. But when we are selective about whom do we like, whom we do not like, then we are selective about that. To that extent, the ego gets so strong and solid. So, Santa Saralajita Jagata Hita Jani Subhavu Sanehu. Upon realizing this Swabhava, Saneha Swabhava, this friendly natured, the friendly characteristic of the Mahatmas, now when I stand in front of such Mahatmas, what should I be? I should have the Vinaya like that of a Bala. Bala Vinaya Sunikari Kripa. May I, in front of such Mahatmas, do not show my arrogance, my ego, my learning, my achievements, my accomplishments, my Kula, my Gotra, who I am. You know who I am? My family, serving Mahatmas for 3 centuries. They come to our home and they are the best hosts of the Mahatmas. Not even a tinge of it is in your personality. What to do? You wearing gold, you become gold. Every day go on rubbing gold on my body. So, because you are hosting a Mahatma does not mean that you have any quality of the saints. So, in front of such Mahatmas, I should become empty. Bala Vinaya Sunikari. Me, the one who is now in front of you as a simple innocent child. Kari Kripa. Therefore, do grace me. Please, show compassion. And what is the compassion I like? What is that you need to do for me? Ramacharitmanas. The Mahatmas, they don't ask this real devotee doesn't ask anything else. They do not want wealth, this, that. All that you have to give me is Ramacharitmanas. Give me delight in serving the feet of the Lord. You know, in this human life, we are given the greatest opportunity for this. To recognize Bhagavan itself is the greatest transformation that takes place in us, isn't it? If we can live like animals, what do they do? Eat, sleep, mate. Eat, sleep, mate. That's all it is. Reproduce themselves, mate, sleep, eat, only to reproduce and sleep. What else? Do we have to live like this? As a human being, we are given the greatest opportunity to recognize our own inner self, which is akin to the Lord's presence. And His feet, worshipping the feet means what? Keeping Him in our heart at all times. And that is the reason why this katha, these stories are so important, because we can emulate those qualities. All those people who have come in the proximity of Bhagavan not only became bhaktas, they are becoming most admirable, honorable, respectful people. Anybody who came. That's why Bhagavata avatar is very important, because he transforms everyone to become the devotees. So, Bala Vinaya Suni Kari Kripa. So these Mahatmas who are thus the representatives of the Lord, we must regard them equal to the Lord. Samadukka, that's why it is Samadukka Sukha Swastaha Samaloštashma Kanchanaha Tulya Priya Priyo Dhiraha Tulya Nindatma Samstutihi Manapamanayo Tulyaha Tulyo Mitrari Pakshayo Sarvaramba Parityagi Kunatitasya Uchate. In 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Mahatmas are those who also, like our human person only, they also have the qualities of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. These three qualities or three gunas are there in all of us. Nobody is spared. Any living being in this world, any object in this world every object will have these qualities. Something will be predominant, something will be less. But a person who is seeking devotion to the Lord must develop more sattva than all others. Rajas is action, sattva is knowledge, and tamas is sleep. So all of you just came out of what? Tamas. Tamas means sleep, nidra, alasya, pramada, mudatvam, ajnana, all this. Sleep, laziness, lethargy, delusion, procrastination. These are all the qualities of tamas. So when we wake up and then come here, and then when we start listening to the katha of the Lord, etc., it gives jnanam, drishti, vision, understanding, knowledge. And it also gives certain amount of sukham. Joy not out of any object. The joy comes out of remembering the Lord. So, jnanam tata sukham cha. This knowledge and joy of this nature is sattva. After 10 o'clock, what do you do? That is rajas. Oh, grocery shopping. I have to go there. And there's a movie appointment for me. And then I have to go there also. Then evening birthday party. All these things, go eat, be with the friends, hang around, more becoming more spiritual and all that. So all that, that is rajas. And at the end of the day, you get tired, then tamas again. Then you can get up. Next morning. Monday to Friday, Swamiji, Rajas only. Nothing else. No sattva. So if you do some prayer, some upasana, some meditation, etc., then again you will invoke some sattva everyday life. Otherwise it won't come. Where will it come from? See, it is already there. We don't invoke it. And as I always say, where is sleep now? In my bedroom. Pillow mein. Kahan hai aapka? What is it? Swapna avastha or sushupti avastha? Meaning the state of sleep is where? Is it outside you or inside you? Inside you. If I keep talking, what will happen? Beyond 9:30, 9:45, Swamiji. Then you will go back to that same state. Even without the pillow, you can sleep. So in us, the tamas is already there. So also rajas is already there. External objects also can invoke it. So if you eat some very hot and spicy hot food, then rajas will be increased. That's what we saw in the Bhagavad Gita also. Or you take blah, 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 tamas will come. Tamas is already there, that will be invoked. So, those who are able to remain in sattvic condition, they are called sadhakaha. And those who have gone even beyond that is called sadhu. For them, this change called sattva, rajas, tamas would not affect them. That's why it is said here, sama dukkha sukha swastaha samaloshta kanchana. For them, loshta, ashma, kanchana, a clay, a stone or gold, all are the same. Tulya priya apriya. Tulya nindatma samstuti. They are same in priya and apriya, dear and not dear, ninda and stuti, censure or praise. Mana apamanayohu tulyaha. Even when they are honored or not honored, same. Tulya aripakshayoh, mitra aripakshayoh. They are same towards their friend or foe. Sarvaramba parityagi. They do not do any action of the selfish nature. They are called gunatitaha. Those who have risen above the gunas. They are there, but they don't succumb to it. They do not become victim of it. So that is the saralachita. That is the very spontaneous, simple mind of a Mahatma. So, as the example that was given, like the flower which is put in the hand, anjalistani pushpani vasayanti karadvayam. Anjalistani pushpani, those flowers that are put in the hand, vasayanti gives fragrance, karadvayam, aho sumanasam pritihi vama dakshinayo samaha. So, that in the same way, sumanasam pritihi, people who have that such a tender, beautiful heart, they do not have any paksha. Vama dakshinayoho samaha. And satsanga portion has satsanga mahima or sadhu mahima is complete with this particular third doha. Now we start on the fourth one. So here he had asked for, what did he ask after all? Tulasidas ji, Ramacharitmanas Devu, please give me so much love for Bhagavan's feet. See, as I said, this devotion to the Lord cannot be gained by reading a book. It can be given only by Sant Mahatmas. Satsangateva. By the association with the Mahatmas who have great love for the Lord, they alone can give you true love to the Lord. So now, having done the salutations to all the Mahatmas, proceeding on, Bahuri bandi kalagana sati paye, je binu kaja dakine ubaye, parahita hani labha jin kere, उजरे हर्ष विषाद बसेरे, हरिहर जस राके सराह से, पर अकाज भट सहस बाह से, जे पर दोष लकहि सहसा की, परहित धृत जिनके मन माकी, बहुरी बंदी खल घन सती भाये, जे बिन काज दाकिन उबाये, परहित हानि लाभ जिन खेरे, उजरे हर्ष विषाद बसेरे, हरिहर जसरा के सराह से, पर अकाज भट सहस बाह से, जे पर दोष लकहि सहसा की, परहित घृत जिनके मन माखी. I am going to give one more salutation to Bahuri Bandi. I am going to give equally profuse salutations to Kala, evil people. Kala. The word Kala, interestingly, one person who did the bhashya of this is written very beautifully. The arrow is known as Vishika. Vishika means without wings, without feather. So without feather, when an arrow is there, it is very powerful. And Vyala, Vyala means snake. These two are there. What is common between these two? A bhana, an arrow, and a snake. What is common between them? Both of them are meant to hurt others. Because the snake, why we are afraid of the snake? Because its nature is what? Anybody who comes closer to it, it will attack. Because it's frightened by itself. It's living in fear, and anybody comes, it is immediate response is to give poison, to attack, to bite. The arrow also is meant for what? Decoration. It is meant for hurting others. So, in the Vishikha, the last word of Vishikha, and Vyala, the last letter of Vyala, together become Kala. So Kala is what? Kala means those who always interested in giving trouble to others. That is their agenda of the day. One person was asked this question, how is that you can create so much trouble in your everyday life? He said, I get up very early. The whole agenda of the day, whom do I trouble today? That is it. They are called Kala. So, Bhagavan also say, Dau bhuda sargau lokesmin daiva asura evacha. There are two kinds of people in this world, in this creation. Some of them are of having Daivic qualities, some of them have Asuric qualities. Asura. Devi sampat vimokshaya bandhaya nibandhaya asuri mata. Daivi sampat vimokshaya. Those who have the divine qualities that is meant for liberation, nibandhaya, for the sake of binding themselves more and more, asuri mata. It is my opinion. Asuri sampat, the qualities of a Rakshasa or evil, is more and more binding. So a part of us is meant for liberation, a part of is always binding us. So when he said that I salute, meaning what? We have to recognize, is this in my mind also? Then I have to get rid of it. Parasya harati pranan na edachitram kulochitam. What is the nature of color? Parasya harati pranan. Like that of an arrow as well as the snake, parasya pranan harati. It is only to destroy others' life. Is there any wonder about that? Edachitram kulochitam. Because their kula is like that. Their clan is like that. They are meant for that. So here the explanation about the qualities of these evil people by Tulasidas ji is for us to stay away from them. Meaning, when you detect it, take caution. And earlier he had given the qualities of all the Mahatmas. When you detect that, go closer to them. Staying away does not mean hate. It's like a fire, as I said. You use the fire, but when you know how much you have to approach, how much you should not go, how closer you should go, that is decided by you knowing its nature. So this is why it said, and bahuri bandikala gana. They are not one or two gana. The host of all this color, all these people have evil mind. But how do I approach them? Satibhaye, sadbhav se. So I am saluting Bahuri bandikala gana satibhaye. मैं सद्भाव से उन सबको वंदन करता हूँ. I salute them with my heart not having any pollution, my heart having any evilness, my heart having no hatred for them. So that is why it says to our namaskar should be to everyone. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, we say, right? Good people alone should sukhina. No, sarve bhavantu sukhina. You don't need to do any survey for that. Who are all good, who are all bad? Sarve bhavantu sukhina. So, bahuri bandikala gana satibhaye. And who are these people who are evil in their nature? Je bin kaj dakine bhaye. Without any purpose, they can cause trouble. See, there is one thing which somebody is doing bad to or something evil to you and you react to that, that is one thing. But these people are so wicked that they, without any reason, without any purpose, they will only create trouble to others. That is what it is said, Dahinevu means even to those friendly people also, they are capable of causing trouble without any trouble, without any cause. So that is why in the next line he says, Parakitahani labh jin kere ujare harasi vishad basere. Parahita, if somebody is having greater prosperity, richness, it is hani for them. They cannot stand if somebody is doing better. It is said that, there was a ship and there were a lot of barrels of things, a lot of prawns. They in this coastal area, they cultivate prawns and then they export it to different countries. So one ship came from different countries and picking up a lot of barrels of prawns. So it's going from Asian countries, in Japan, China, Indonesia, and all that, Singapore, India. Then they are going towards Europe. So the barrels of prawns. So all the barrels were tightly, because they can escape, But one barrel filled with prawns, but never was closed at all. So somebody asked, why when all other barrels were all closed tightly, but this barrel is not all closed, it's open. Which country it is from? India, it's written there. Hey, wow. Why is that these prawns, they can come out and escape and jump, no? Others will pull him down. Anybody tries to become better, pull him down. Not, I'm just making a joke, we don't do that. But there are people who cannot tolerate parahita hani. If somebody becomes better, no. We have to make sure that how can he become better? Pull him down. This is one meaning, parahita hani. Another meaning is parahita hani labh. So if somebody's prosperity is in trouble, ye labh hai. So this can be interpreted in both ways. Parahita hani labh jin khere. So if somebody's prosperity is hani for me, or somebody's prosperity is in trouble, is labh for me. So always finding greater joy in somebody's destruction. So that is the reason here, parahita hani labh jin khere. And that is their own gain. Jin khere means their gain is somebody's destruction. Ujare harsh vishad basere. And in others' poverty, daridratva, and their own failure, harsh, they become so delighted. And if somebody is doing greater than themselves, having better living condition, bishad basere. Basere means those continue to live better, is bishad for them, sorrow for them. This is considered as the evil mind. The mind which is, see, it is totally opposite of the case of a Mahatma. It is said in one place in Tulasidas itself, Santa Hridaya Navanita Samana Kaha Kabin Parikahe na Jana Nija Paritapa Dravayi Navanita Paraduka Dravahi Santa Supanita. In the case of Mahatmas, it's totally opposite. Santa Hridaya, the heart of a saint is Navanita Samana. It's equal to that of a butter. Navanita Samana. And that nature of the Santa Hridaya, which is like a butter, cannot be understood by even the greatest poets. Kaha kabin parikahe na jana. They don't even know how to explain this. How tender, soft, compassionate is the heart of a Mahatma cannot be spoken in words. No poetry can be written on that. But they can only say, Nija paritap dravayina vanita. A real butter is that which gets melted only when it is coming to the closer to the fire. Anything which is hot, when you bring that closer to butter goes closer to that, then it starts to become liquid, right? Nija paritap dravayina vanita. But in the case of Mahatmas, their heart is much more tender than the butter. Paradukha dravahi santa supanita. Even when they look or hear somebody's trouble, their hearts start melting. that much tender. So just the opposite of what is the case of a evil mind. In the others' dukkham, they become harsha. They become so happy. In others' failure, they get their own labha. In other words, their mind is so narrow and crooked. But they are also there. So what we need to find is, do we have that kind of an attitude? No, Swamiji, in general I'm okay. With some people, especially from the other family, I don't say which family, another family, maybe neighbor, why do you say that? Another family. I really have my eye on them. So see, we don't need to go too far. See the arsenic activities that took place just last few weeks back. For whose sake? Most of the fire that had destroyed thousands and thousands and thousands of acres, by what? Tell me. Arsenic, right? Arsenic, asuric. They put the fire and then delighted in looking at everything burning there. What do you call that? That is what is the evil mind. Mind is enjoying the destruction of the world. So, and thus therefore, we must understand that if we have this kind of attitude or such tendencies in our heart, we must detect that. And it is said here further, Harihara jasara kesara se para akaja bata sahasa bahu se. So, Harihara jasa, the yasha or the fame of Hari and Hara. Hari, Bhagavan Vishnu, and Hara is Bhagavan Shiva. It is the great fame and prakasha of the Lord Shiva and Vishnu are expressed in the form of Rakesh. Rakesh means, Rakesh. Rakesh is, Ra means the rays. Rays of the moon. Raka means rays. Isha. Isha means the Lord. Lord of the beautiful rays is Chandrama. The moon represents the glory of Bhagavan Vishnu and Hari. Bhagavan Vishnu and Shiva. And how Rahu goes and eclipses it. Right? How Rahu, it is said to be a planet that is said to have come in between, and therefore we are not able to see. In the olden astrological, their signs, they say Rahu and Ketu, these are all those which shroud and cover the brightness of the moon. In the same way, it can also disturb your mind. That's what the astrological calculations would say. So the eclipse that takes place is covering the brightness of the moon, which is representing the yasha of Hari and Hara. Hari Hara jasa rakesh rah se para akacha bada sahasa bahu se. In the same way, para akaj, people of, those who have their own desire and pursuing their path, these people of the evil mind will go and stop it with their 1,000 hands. 1,000 hands means what? Somehow or the other. Not 2 hands are not sufficient. With all possibility, I'll stop them. Para akaj. But they are very adept in what? Sahasa bahu say. Like that of the 1,000-handed. It is said there was a 1,000-handed Arjuna. It's called Sahasrakara Arjuna. Sahasrabahu Arjuna. So he is considered to be a contemporary of Ravana. is one who had such an amount of power that he could destroy everybody. Now this Chandrama is considered as beautiful representative of the yashas or the fame of Hari and Hara. The word Chand, it's a very interesting word. Chandayadi amrtarasena sarvam bhuvam klinnam karoti va ahladayadi chanda. Chanda is that Chandayati, it delights amrtarasena with its elixir of immortality, sarvam bhuvam, the entire world, klinnam karoti, covers up, makes it so loving. The world is most beautiful when full moon is there, and eclipse usually happens on the full moon. So when the full moon is there and expressing its delight completely, ahladayati va iti chanda. That chanda is called Rakesa. And that Rakesa is the evil-minded Rahu, how it goes and swallows and makes it not any more bright. In the same way, those who are even eligible, desiring to become better, the evil-minded ones like Rahu go and make sure that they become failure. So this kind of evil people also I salute. That's what it means. These are all people who are there. So de para dosha lakahi sahasaki parakita grita jinke manmaki. Those people, paradosha, when they see defect or some dosha in others, lakahi, they notice it. And how? Sahasaki. Sahasaki has many meaning. Sahasra akshi also. With 1,000 eyes they are able to notice that. The evil mind is that which is intending upon finding out who is wrong or what is doing wrong. Some people are like that only. They always look at what is wrong with people. Not what is right with the people. What is wrong with the people? They have this tendency to find what is the problem. See, most of the journalists are like that, unfortunately. They never write good things about the world. This is a trouble here, there's a trouble there, there's a trouble here, there's a trouble here. And they are very inquisitive about what others are doing. And if there is any simple one defect that is there in anybody, they exaggerate it so much. Is it not? That is their nature. The world wants to know what is wrong with you. What is wrong with the world? That is my intent. I keep watching that. Don't go anywhere. Watch. That's what they say in the news. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching. We will go and have a coffee and come. But you there, be there. Watch all the advertisement. We'll come back. We'll have a tea break and come out. But you stay there. So why paradosha? Je paradosha lakahi sahasaki. They are only interested in looking at what is wrong with others. Interestingly, these commentators are they are very good in trying to understand the purpose or the intent of this statement. Sahasaki, one meaning is, one way we split it, this sahasaki. One meaning is sahasra-aki. Sahasra-aki means with sahasra akshi. With 1,000 eyes they look at it. If one eye is not sufficient, 1,000 eyes to look at it. That is one way of splitting the word. Another way of splitting the word is saha-saki. Saha-sakshi. They always go with another witness with them. Because nobody believes them. They are known to be devil. So what do? Aap bhi dekha hai na? Aap bhi dekha. Now let us both together and show to the world what this fellow has done. Sahasaki, one meaning. And second, another meaning is sahasa aki. Sahasa means naturally, spontaneously. Akhi means they look at it. So they, by their nature, swabhava is to look at that way. Sahasa akhi. Akhi means to dekhna. So they see that sahasa, naturally, spontaneously. So their mind is tuned to look at what is the trouble with others, what is wrong with others. So naturally they do that. That is second meaning. The third meaning is sahasa akhi, meaning they laugh at others' problem. When they look at others' problem, sahasa. Sahasa means to laugh, to make fun of. So interesting, right? Je para dosha lagahi sahasaki. So they look at others' evilness, others' blunder or blemish or defects or some errors or some failures, something which is not right in other people. They, with great attention. And the example that is given here is interesting also. Parahita grita jinke man makhi. Parahita. When somebody is good, somebody is noble, it is like grita. Grita means ghee. So ghee is paramopakari, because in all our rituals, ghee is used as the greatest ahuti. Because this is called, the ghee is considered as the most pure form of fire. So for the fire to become invoked, ghee is called, that's why it's called purified butter. Ghee. So that's called paramopakar. So parahita, the goodness which are others or good in others are like that of the ghritam. That is why it is said, even for our own personal health, hritam krutva ghritam pipet, even you get indebted, but drink ghee. I am not suggesting all of you go and buy some amul butter or anything, but what I am saying is ghee is good for your bone strength. So this grita, parakita grita, jinike man, whose mind is like makhi, like a mosquito. Remember, think about it. You have a beautiful, nicely made butter made into ghee. Their minds are like mosquito that fallen into the ghee. What an example. The interesting point is that ghee is not going to be polluted by that mosquito at all. Oh, is it? So you can take it out and use it also. Because it is ghee is such a powerful one, but at the same time, if the mosquito falls on that ghee, it will die. It cannot stand that ghee. It is so pure. So, it is why this example is given here is to say that such people, knowing very well by troubling others, they are going to have their own vinasha. But yet they will do it. That is what is ununderstandable, How they, in spite of knowing that doing such thing will destroy them, it is a visha for that mosquito to fall into the ghee, yet they will do it. It's like this, the firefly also goes into the, into the fire, knowing very well. What is it called? Mouth. Uska mouth wahan pe hai. The moth is there and it goes into that fire, knowing its mouth is there. Mouth means death. So, in the same way, this mosquito goes and falls under the ghee, thinking that it will pollute, but it will only destroy itself. That is the nature of the evil ones. We'll see more of it in the next session. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.